Hi, my name is Christian Floater and thank you for joining me. Today I'd like to talk a little bit about screen use. Now I have talked about dangers of screen use previously and you can find that video up in this little thingy up the top here. If I can get it working, so maybe not, otherwise just scroll through, you'll find it. But today I'd like to talk more so about why that's an issue. Well, it all comes down to blue light. You see, kids love their screens, right? They love them. There's computers at school, there's laptops at school, there's iPads at school, there's everything to be done at school. They've got phones, they're playing Fortnite, they've got Minecraft, and it's all on screen-based media. Now, the problem is this blue light spectrum stimulates our brain. See, in a 24-hour period, there are a whole bunch of different type of light frequencies that could come through. Overnight, there's obviously no light, so it's very nice for sleeping in. But then at sunrise and sunset, we see different frequencies of light compared to the middle of the day. When the sun comes up and goes down, we call this the golden hour in photography because the light is absolutely magnificent. It is a beautiful reddish, orangish hue. And this reddish orange hue actually has a tonifying. It calms down one side of our brain associated with autonomic nervous system function. As the sun reaches its apex, the color of the light changes. The light becomes much more blue in its spectrum. Now this blue light actually has a good purpose as well. It helps to stimulate the left side of our brain. This is great because we need to be kept awake so we can actually see what's going on around us, and it's absolutely wonderful for us. But the problem is we are utilizing artificial blue light at a time when we should be experiencing reddish orange light. So what does this do? This hyper excites that region of our brain that's meant to be keeping us awake, or it keeps us awake. If we're kept awake late at night, do you think this is going to result in difficulties with falling asleep? This is actually one of the reasons that we see kids having problems falling asleep at night, is because they're watching screens right up to the very point that they are going to bed. Now, there are a couple of little tips and tricks that you can utilize that may be able to help with this situation. Firstly, I use computers a lot, okay? I use them, I read research papers on there, I use them for clinic notes and clinic data, and I fiddling around with YouTube videos. I use a computer a lot. But then I also use these. These are a pair of glasses from Baxter Blue, and what they have is a very fine blue light filter on them. This is only a very small spectrum of light that gets filtered out, but that spectrum of light has a big influence on the color that comes through. As you can see, they are a little bit more of an orange cast compared to normal light. Now what that's doing is cutting out that last little bit of excessive blue light and helping to make sure my brain doesn't get hyper excited. Now there are other options rather than going out and buying a pair of these ones. Most phones, most iPads have a night shift or a night light mode where you can click this button and it changes into being more of an orange cast. If we're watching televisions, perhaps we could shift the color of the TV from being that really normal tone to just being a little bit more on the yellow side of the spectrum. That may help to reduce the amount of blue light coming down and help with your kid and their ability to fall asleep and their excessive blue light exposure. I hope that's been informative for you, but if you have any more questions, you can always ask Dr. Christian.